Okay. So, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
So we come to the important class, which is Kautilya Arthashastra paper 2. In the previous classes, what we have done, we have seen the history of Chanakya the person. Then we have seen Arthashastra as a book, and all of you by now has a copy of the book, right? A copy of the book. And then we wanted you to explore the life of Chanakya, in which probably we had quite a few debates. And I think one of the easiest way to look at it in a television screen or a mobile screen is two things. One is the serial called Chanakya by Dr. Chandraprakash Dwivedi, 47 episodes in Doordarshan, which is available on YouTube. The other option is to see that 1 hour episode called Bharatvarsha. Yeah. So it will be a flavor of what Chanakya was and all that in a short span of 1 hour. The other one was a long of 47. So that was more from the perspective of the historical data of Chanakya. I think Bharatvarsha is very good because it gives you a little bit of an idea about what Kautilya Arthashastra is a little bit in detail. After that, in the last class, I told you just get a feel of the book. Remember that? Yeah. And I said, as a small book to exercise, yes. So now you have got a background of the person, you got a background of Arthashastra, you have done some discussions, you have a copy of the book. Today onwards, we will start the real lectures on Kautilya Arthashastra. Okay? What I am going to do, I am going to go a little bit in detail about the whole book that is Kautilya Arthashastra. Okay? We will read it together. Everybody has got at least that book number 2. Yes. जिनके पास नहीं है वो प्लीज ले लीजिए. इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है तो अभी शेयर कर लीजिए with somebody who is next to you. Okay? Or after we understand the whole book, we will go into certain topics of Arthashastra in the remaining classes, which are essential for the MA course. I'd like to repeat it. पहले तो पूरा अर्थशास्त्र का ओवरव्यू देखेंगे. पहला चाणक्य का ओवरव्यू हो गया. We have seen the whole overview of Chanakya. We have seen an overview of Arthashastra. Now we will get into the details of what is Arthashastra. Then throughout the next 2 years, we will see some components of it. For example, in this particular unit, this particular semester, there is a unit called Anvikshiki. You look at the paper on paper 2. And then there is a Saptanga model and all that. That you will see in detail. But unfortunately, we will not be able to see the detail of 6,000 sutras. But we will still try to cover a maximum. But there will be certain concepts that we will be using. Today's lecture, we will go to an extended version of what you did in the last class, which is discuss and debate about the topics. Okay? So what I am going to do, just take the contents of the book in English. Ideally in Sanskrit, but since we are not very familiar technically with the language, it's a beautiful language of Sanskrit, we will use the table of contents. So now tell me, whose book are we referring to?
RP Pillai.
You know the background? And I had given you a warning also. You were the scholar. I had given you a warning also. If you refer too much, you will get confused. Isn't it already happening with all the other subjects? Too much data, too much information is sometimes bad. So we say it is good if you have a strong base. So we will keep R.P. Kangle's book as the base of Kautilya Arthashastra studies. But let me tell you, this is not the only book available in the market. If you have a base of a language like Marathi, same R.P. Kangle sir has written a book in Marathi. There are scholars in different languages. The third book of R.P. Kangle will give a table of contents how many books have been written, Italian, German and all that. So what we say, that's all your additional study. But let us all be on one platform, which is Kautilya Arthashastra, to understand from R.P. Kangle sir's perspective. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes. आज हम लोग क्या करेंगे? I will help you read through it, and then we will try to understand the contents. Now for easy understanding, what I have done is that I have segregated this whole thing into certain concepts that will be easy for you to understand. How many books are there in Arthashastra?
15.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Okay? Now what I have done is that I have classified this during my research in Arthashastra, saying that Arthashastra, even though it has got 15 books, it can be broadly classified into 5 topics. And this I generally show in my slides when I do public lectures. So the first book is totally focused on leadership. First book is totally focused on leadership. Second book is totally focused on economics. Second book is totally focused on economics. Book number 3, 4 and 5. How many books put together?
3.
3 books. Book number 3, 4, 5 is concerning law. Book number 6, 7, 8, again 3 books is concerning foreign policy. Okay. Book number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. How many books in all? 6 book is concerning war. And the last book, which is book number 15, it's concerning the methodology of how Kautilya wrote the Arthashastra. There is a method to it. Keep your questions later. The very easy understanding, it gives you a big picture, helicopter view of what Arthashastra is, right? Book number 1 deals with book number 2 deals with economics. Book number 3 deals with 3, 4 and 5 deals with law. Book number 6, 7, 8 deals with 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 deals with law. And book number 15 deals with methodology. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to actually help you out to understand Arthashastra in detail and the big picture, micro and macro. See, whenever a scholar writes a book, and a good scholar, a good intelligent person writes a book, there is an objective, a structure and an understanding why I am writing that book. ऐसा नहीं लिखना है. A lot of people come to me and say, "So you have written a book. हमको भी book लिखना है." The first question is why you want to write a book. उसका आंसर ही नहीं होता. They get into some mode, you know, कि मैं भी फेमस हो जाऊँगा. मेरा भी बुक आएगा, मेरे को भी वो मिलेगा celebrity status. That's okay. That should be a byproduct. Chanakya, in the very first opening words itself says, and that is something for us to understand. Book number 1 says the topic. So let us begin with the first shloka, and this is that Kangle's book. All of you got the same Kangle book, na?
Yes.
So after the topics are ended, did you see that? So let me read it out for you. Book number 1 concerns the topic of training. Chapter number 1, enumeration of the science sections and books. It starts with a prayer. Om Namah Shukra Brahaspati Bhyam. Om Namah Shukra Brahaspati Bhyam. If you read the Sanskrit one, you will be able to understand it better. Okay. Now he says the objective in the first opening sutra itself. He says this single treatise on the science of politics, एक ही है, on the science of politics has been prepared. कैसे बनाया? Mostly by bringing together the teaching of as many treatises of the science of politics as have been composed by ancient teachers for acquisition and protection of the earth. Objective clear, methodology clear, process clear. एक ही लाइन में. So this is the beauty of sutra. Sutra is simplification of a complex thing in as much little words as possible. Okay, so it's very important to understand. Just to give a quick reference, you know, just since we are using Sanskrit as the language and the base, Om Namah Shukra Pratibhyam Prithivya Labhe Palane Cha Yavat Arthashastrani Purvacharyaha Prasthapitani Prayashasthani Susute Kamini Arthashastram Kritam. So basically the idea is that I have created this Arthashastra. Who is this I person? Kautilya has created this Arthashastra basically by bringing together the previous Arthashastras. Okay? So remember one first important Kautilya Arthashastra is not the first Arthashastra. And many Arthashastra. Process of study. It's like if you want to write a textbook on physics, what will you do? You will study all the best physics textbooks available, isn't it? That's the way you should do. And this is the methodology. And then you will understand it. And you will also respect the previous physics teachers. And then you understand and write your own book. But then, what is the objective of writing this textbook, Physics Hoya Arthashastra? He says, have been composed by ancient teachers ने जो अर्थशास्त्र लिखा वो पढ़ाई किया. मैंने एक बुक लिखा for the acquisition and protection of the earth. Because I want the leader whom I am training, for whom I am writing this, to acquire the earth. What does it mean? Raja Bandhu. And protection. The one which is acquired has also to be protected. That's very essential. Huh? See, we have this Yogakshemam Mahamyam. LIC. So I will acquire and also protect. That is what the insurance guarantees. मैं आपका पैसा लूँगा और वो protect भी करूँगा. Otherwise insurance fraud हो सकता है ना. LIC just completed 60 years. You know that, na? Yeah. And one of the most trusted organizations. I mean, we have one of our students' father also in LIC. I'm telling you, you will never hear about a corruption case in LIC. Have you heard it? अभी तक तो सुना नहीं, you know. It's a huge organization. What it means is that, you know, one of the very close LIC agents of mine was telling me this. Is LIC supported by the government or is the government supported by LIC?
LIC supporting government.
Yeah, it's a very important thing.
Yes.
LIC का इतना funds है.
Yeah.
Whenever government is in crisis, hello,
LIC.
Yeah. Any agents here? At least know this.
Recently they gave us some 5,000 crores का check.
Yes, 60th year. Hello, भैया, finance minister.
Yes.
हम आपको support करें. So what is the fundamental rule that जो आपने हासिल किया है उसको protect करो? This is very important. People can become leaders, but they don't know how to maintain leadership, right? Because you can become a raja, but one of the biggest challenge is to maintain that. Okay. So let me start by saying your objective is clear, to acquire and protect the world. तो पहला तो राजा बनना है, and number one position को maintain भी करना है. That's another challenge. How to become a raja is first challenge. Second challenge is after becoming a raja, how to maintain. That is covered in the book. Of that treatise, these are the enumeration of the sections and books. The 15 books. The objective clear हो गया, process clear हो गया. But before we go into detail, I want you to go to page number 5. Okay. Now up till you want to share the book with somebody. Shaki, you have a book extra with me. Where did you come? I think you can just share it to next time you get it. Okay. Now we have seen the objective. Then we see all the 15 chapter in the first chapter is explained. That we'll see later on. But we have to come to सूत्र number 19. वहीं पे 19 लिखा हुआ है. देखो. Easy to learn and understand, precise in doctrine, sense and word, free from prolixity of text. Thus has this work of the science been composed by Kautilya. तो बोले किसने लिखा? Kautilya ने लिखा. He tells it himself. Okay? That's guaranteed कि उसी ने लिखा. Now what is the style of writing and what does he say? He says, easy to learn and understand. Is it difficult? No, it is not. But you know what? It becomes difficult when you don't have a teacher who can explain it. No subject is easy or difficult. It is the teacher who makes it. Teachers complicate also. Simple चीज को complicate करना है तो teacher को पूछो. And reverse also. Complicated चीज को simple करना है तो teacher को पूछो. It also depends upon who your teacher is. I've been so fortunate in my life. All my teachers have been good. Therefore, I always tell, choose your teachers carefully. And it is more dangerous like choosing a life partner.
But all teachers are good.
See, that's also one part of it. But you know, I'll tell you what. That's a great attitude of a student. And that's the attitude you should have. But the thing is that teachers also have their levels, right?
I disagree a little. No,
Let's not get into that debate. Let's not get into that debate. बार ऑफ ट्रैक जाते हैं. Not good as a class because we are not completing the subject. Initially ठीक है. तो टीचर को बैठे छोड़ो. But Chanakya is the teacher of this book, correct? Now what he says, I am very easy to learn and understand, precise in doctrine. एकदम clear है कि मेरा theory क्या है. You know, doctrines are theories that they are made, but people don't know why they are making the theories. तो logic नहीं होता. Once you get into understanding of philosophy, philosophy is not an emotional thing. हाँ भगवान है. There is a methodology in philosophy. It's a logical thing, the precise. Sense and word. कहीं पे भी misuse नहीं किया है. कहीं पे भी goof up नहीं किया है. Then when you watch some movies, you say great movie, but there are flaws in the movie. Have you seen that? ये सीन में पता नहीं इसने क्या गड़बड़ कर दिया. No flaws, no word been used excellent. Free from proximity of the text. Thus has been work of this Arthashastra science been composed by Kautilya. So look at it, saying that it is perfect, precise as much as I can do, and I have written it for the objective of this. Now we go to the last page. तो ये पूरा लिखता है. And we come to something very interesting. Page number 516. 516. Last page. 516. 516. Now this is something that is after completing the whole Arthashastra. Okay, यार मूवी का एंड भी देख लो पहले. I don't want to keep it as suspense. Neither has Chanakya kept it as suspense. He said objective क्या है, method कैसा है. Now what he says from 71, he says, thus this science expounded by these devices of a science has been composed for the acquisition and protection of the world and of the next. देखो इतना बड़ा thesis लिखते हो, last में you forget where you started and where you ended. होता है कि नहीं होता है? We start with the project, पता नहीं क्या हो गया. Does it change it? No, actually improves it. What did he say first?
Till the earth.
Protection of the earth. But यहाँ पे earth तो है ही, and next also. See, he improves it. So it is very important that your project should not get diverged from where you started. It should exceed its target. Very important leadership lesson. What happens? People start a project, they forget the objective. What is they achieve the objective and make it better and bigger. See the difference? Very important lesson that we need to understand. This science, expounded with the devices of a science, the methodology that he has used, has been composed for the acquisition and protection of this world, वो पहले बोला, and also दोनों हाथ को मैंने टू. See, this is how structuring he is. He doesn't forget his objective. Next, this science brings into being and preserves spiritual good, material well-being and pleasures, and destroys spiritual evil, material laws and hatred. क्या क्या फायदा होगा इससे? Spiritual, which is spiritual growth, material good and desire, dharma, artha, kama. And interestingly, पहले उसने मोक्ष भी बोल दिया, other world. So it covers not only benefit of acquiring the earth, but in the earth also spiritual basis. You become very rich, materially successful. You have fulfilled all your desires. Now it is interesting. A lot of people say, enjoying of life is not good. According to spirituality. Who said you have to give up to achieve that? No, achieve this also and that also. Dono aapko mein lakho. Chanakya is probably the only philosopher who believes we need to balance everything. Otherwise, the people who become spiritual, they say I should not be worldly successful. Or other ways. Worldly failures are supposed to be spiritually successful. Is it possible? You need to be successful wherever you are. In this world or that world. Material, spiritual or desires. If you should have a गाड़ी, it should your choice. कौन सा गाड़ी रखना है? ऐसा नहीं कि कुछ नहीं मिले. वो कहते हैं ना एक बार क्या हुआ? जैसे अगरबत्ती ब्रांड पर्सन, कुछ नहीं, शक्ति नहीं, कुछ नहीं. He went to see a boxing match, kusti wrestling. And then you've seen all these WWF types. So they announce, hey, anybody come? So he defeated one guy, and this lukka man, मैं कर सकता हूँ. From far it looks good, उधर बैठ के बोलना है ऐसा करो, मैं इसको भी मार सकता हूँ. तो he says, I can come. तो far से छोटा लगता है. So this अगरबत्ती brand goes over there, and then suddenly he started to worry, बाबा, ये तो मैं कहाँ आ गया? वो बोलता है चलो कुश्ती लड़ते हैं. बोलते नहीं. बोलते क्या हो गया? जा, मैंने तुझे माफ किया. जा, मैंने तुझे. So people who don't achieve worldly success have many excuses. Grapes are sour. क्या पैसा कमाने का? It's a fact. तुम्हारे में वो ताकत नहीं है, बताओ पैसा कमाने की. Chanakya is very clear. But to be successful, it has to be 10 on 10. Not even 9 on 10. Not even 9.5 out of 10. Not even 9.9 out of 10. It has to be. I always say this. If you understand Chanakya, you can never understand what is called failure. And only gold medal. Not even silver medal. You never win a silver medal. You lose a. This is what. At the end of it, you realize this. आगे देखिए. this science has been composed by him who is that person who in resentment quickly regenerated the science and the weapon and the earth that was under the control of the Nanda kings. पहली बार यहाँ पे story आता है. Till now it's all theory. So why did he do this? There was a Nanda king called Dhananand. Which I explained नहीं किया. Dhananand, and this science has been composed by him who in resentment. Resentment means
Anger.
anger, in opposition. Quickly, जल्दी से ही बनाया. ऐसा नहीं कि बनाएंगे. अभी मैं study करता हूँ resentment, regenerated the science and the weapon and the earth that was under the control of the Nanda kings. So he did it to defeat the Nanda king. Now here is the magic of it. Knowledge is power. We use the power of knowledge to defeat the king. Actually, if you study Arthashastra, you will surprise that knowledge can make you anything that you want. A Chakravarti also, a rich person also, a Pandit also. The only country in the world which has given knowledge the highest status. And using that knowledge weapon, you can use and achieve anything. That is Arthashastra. Again, herewith ends the 15th book of the Arthashastra of Kautilya, the method of the science. This is the last book that we will not get into right now. Seeing the manifold errors of the writers of commentaries of scientific treatises, Vishnugupta himself composed the Shastra Sutra as well as the Bhashya. Herewith ends the Arthashastra of Kautilya. See, once again it is being re-emphasized that Chanakya only wrote this book. Well, the history is so big that we don't know. He is coming to the conclusion, seeing the manifold errors of the authors of commentaries of scientific treatises. So what does it mean? When he studied all the previous Arthashastras, he found some faults in that. होता है कि नहीं होता है? He corrected that. He respected that, but he corrected that, isn't it? And then Vishnugupta, the person who is Chanakya or Kautilya, himself composed the Sutra and the Bhashya. You know what is Sutra? The formula, I would say. But Bhashya is the commentary. So if you look at Gita Rahasya, was Gita written by Lokmanya Tilak? No. So Gita जो है वो वेद व्यास ने श्री कृष्ण का लिखा था, correct? Then the Mahabharata. But what he wrote is a commentary on it called the Bhashya, which is the Gita Rahasya. There are many Gita Bhashyas. Tell me one more. Vinoda Bhave wrote. Any name of that? Okay. Gita. Okay. Then there is Panduranga Shastri Athavle. He is Jnaneshwari. Exactly. Jnaneshwari is a composition by Jnaneshwar of the original Bhagavad Gita in Marathi language. Swami Chinmayananda's Holy Gita or ISKCON ke Sri Prabhupada. As it is. Very more popular, you can see on the roads as well. So if you look at it, there is a sutra or a shloka in Bhagavad Gita and somebody else gives commentary on it. चाणक्य क्या बोलते हैं? सूत्र भी मैंने लिखा, कमेंट्री भी मैंने लिखा. So no conflict. Now we write a commentary on the commentary of Chanakya. Isn't it true? This is a beautiful methodology. So I will tell you the first thing is the objective of Arthashastra. समझ गए? Acquisition and protection of the earth. But end result में the objective becomes different, ना? Become different?
Yes.
No, it becomes better. It doesn't become different. तो मेरे को 100 करोड़ की कंपनी चलानी थी, फॉर एग्जाम्पल. वो तो अचीव करना ही करना है. शायद मैं 500 करोड़ बना सकता हूँ. Or like a political place, I want to become the MLA. But by the time I said I became an MP. Understand? Or I want to become MP, but I became a PM. उल्टा हो गया. MP का PM हो गया. But is it better or bad? But I've seen other way also. लोग PM थे, MP बन गए. होता है कि नहीं होता? So Arthashastra gives you better advantage, and by the time you complete, you will only become better than what you started. You will get what you started. वो तो minimum है. But you will get more than what you expected. Clear? Now let us do something which is more important. Book number 1 to book number 15. So we will just read the topics today. Okay. Book number 1 concerning the topic of training. Everything is concerning leadership. We'll go into the chapters later on, but I'll just read it. Enumeration of the sciences, association with elders, control over the senses, appointment of ministers, appointment of councillors and chaplain, ascertainment of the integrity of the ministers by means of secret test. No, you have to select the right person. Amatya Utpatti. You have to select good people, but you have to test them also. Appointment of persons in secret service, rules for secret servants, keeping a watch over one's seducible and non-seducible parties, winning over the enemies, seducible and non-seducible parties. Topic of counsel, how to get counsel from others. Raja is about what advisors he gets, right? That is covered. Rules of the envoy. A king's person always goes to other places also. Envoy, ambassadors. Guarding against princes. Conduct of the prince in disfavor. Behavior towards the prince in disfavor. Rules for the king. Regulations for the royal residence and protection of the king's person. Just to tell you, this whole book number 1 on leadership and its topic contains 500 sutras. 6,000 में से how many are there original?
6,000.
500 is covered here. So you can say Chanakya gives special emphasis on leadership in the first 500 sutras itself. Next, can the king run the country alone?
No.
Then
Ministers.
वो हो गया ना? How to appoint ministers? What is the next thing? वो भी है इसमें. Money है ठीक है. But what is the next thing? Support भी है. वो जो आगे.
Function.
Systems. Very important. A king may have good people, but if he doesn't have systems, it's wrong. Lot of people have good Swami and Amatya, but remember one thing: you need to have good systems. Very important. So in a government, let's say there is a chief minister and whatever cabinet ministers, or a prime minister and a cabinet. Is that enough?
No.
You need to put systems in place, isn't it? Very essential. So book number 2 is the activity. All important. Okay. So economics basically means something. Basically, how does he administer the whole system, isn't it? So the government head of departments होते हैं. We have Ministry of Coal, Road Surface, Transport, Ministry of Finance, isn't it? Each of them is headed by king's men only. But remember one thing: there is a big difference between leadership and institution building. You know what is institution? Mumbai University is an institution, isn't it?
Yes.
People come, people go, but the system remains. Okay? So what I am saying is that book number 2 is the activity of the head of departments. Primarily, it focuses on the economic activities. When I say economic activities, not only revenue. It is how does the whole system work? Because all institutions have good economic policies. आप अगर अपने companies पे देखो system processes होते हैं ना, but they are also financially successful, right? So if you look at book number 2, I have said it talks about economics. But let us go through some of the chapters. Settlement of the countryside. गांव कैसे बनाना है? It's interesting. बोला राजा को राज्य करना तो सबसे पहला प्रजा होना चाहिए ना, उनको रहने के लिए जगह चाहिए. Next, disposal of non-agricultural land. If it is not worthwhile, it is not worthwhile. होता है ना प्रोडक्ट भी वन आपको क्या करना है? Okay, then we come. See, a system has to have many things, right? So you have seen which are the places जहाँ पे गाँव है. देखो गाँव. You will see this chapter कि गाँव create होता है. You know, suppose there is a dam being built. Okay, people have to move from there. So government's responsibility ना, to give them a new settlement. So it's like scratch, starting from scratch. कैसे गाँव बनाना, क्या बनाना, वो सब है. Construction of forts. तो वहाँ पे राजा रहता है ना. It's like making head office and branch offices. Okay, so you need to have the construction of fort. Layout of the fortified city. How do you prepare architecture-wise? You know, duties of the director of stores. Revenue. Economics मैंने बोला ना. ये सब करके we have to collect taxes, revenue. The setting of the revenue by the administrator. देखो, different taxation policies, records and accounts and audit office. Misappropriation of the revenue by officers. देखो, पहले सोच लिया एक बार revenue चालू हो जाएगा तो corruption होगा. He is attacking corruption day one. You know, when you are creating a system, there will be corruption. You take that into account. You don't blame the system later on. He is saying once you create revenue models, there will be loopholes in that model, which means people will see what are the loopholes और कैसा बना सकते हैं, है कि नहीं? So administration first thing is to make sure you take into account that it will be corrupted. Only then it will be uncorrupted, or at least minimize corruption. The misappropriation of the revenue by whom? Government के आदमी. And its recovery. देखो अभी क्या होता है? In today's generation, especially we catch somebody. Okay, and I've seen that. You can see it in hundreds of different industries. When you catch something, you know what they think? They're smarter than the government or the police. ज़्यादा से क्या होगा? जेल में जाएंगे ना? You're ready for that also. बोले जेल में जाएंगे, हमको डर लगता है जेल, लेकिन वो जेल में जाएंगे, उसके बाद क्या कितना दिन ऑलरेडी कैलकुलेट हो गया 2 महीने ना, हाँ, कितना करप्शन के लिए 300 करोड़. They're trained by saying, you know, stay in the jail for 3 months, we'll try and bail you out in 1 month, but that 300 crores का क्या हो गया? Chanakya talks about recovery, very important. First of all, don't let them go away. First of all, don't let them. But if they get away, catch them and punish them, right? No, recover them. Very important. See, this is some of the very biggest thought process. Like for example, who is that Sahara guy? क्या हो गया? जेल में पड़ा है? आ गया? नहीं, एक मिनट, पैसा आया क्या? हाँ, वो सब ठीक है. That's the point. Chanakya is ahead of it, saying that, please understand, he says the officer, maximum character in the government only. I told you about that Deloitte thing, na? Remember that? Deloitte report hai on internal frauds in a company. 86% of internal frauds are done by people in senior management. उनको ये सब system rules पता होता है ना? 86%. तो नीचे वाले को तो पता ही नहीं है. And I'll tell you something. You have heard this. If you try to bribe somebody and if you don't bribe ना, a nice person says मैं क्या करूँ? इसमें से ऊपर भी जाता है. You heard about it?
Yes.
That means it is officially ऊपर से बोला गया है. Chanakya understood this. 2004 Okay, coming back. Inspection of officers work. He's keeping a eye. ये सारे ऑफिसर्स और सीनियर पीपल ना क्या करते हैं, कैसे करते हैं, विजिलेंस. आजकल कैमरा लगता है ना, इनके पूरे स्पाइंग सिस्टम है गवर्नमेंट के अंदर. वी हैव अ गवर्नमेंट पोजीशन कॉल्ड चीफ विजिलेंस ऑफिसर. इलेक्शन कमिश्नर इज अ वॉचडॉग. Okay, CAG, Chief Auditor General. What are they? They are all opposite watchdogs of the government who will eliminate corruption. You know this? Unfortunately, उधर ही problem आता है. Anti-corruption bureau. Corrupt man there. Hey, I guess that it's all about morals and ethics of that person. The position is clear. But उसमें immoral आदमी आ गया तो whom you choose for these men and women of high integrity? We'll come to that later. Inspection of officers work. The topic of edicts. You know what is edicts? Government records. Gazette सुना है आपने? Everything that you like order लिखते हो government के notices आते हैं ना? They're very important for me, but you have to draft it properly. Chanakya was good in drafting also. So अभी वो तो format नहीं है. कैसे लिखने का project report assignment? He made a format also. Okay. Topic of edicts, government order. Examination of precious articles received in the treasury. Examination of precious articles received in the, because people used to pay taxes in kind and cash. So people used to give, you know, rice, sometimes jewels, gold. है ना? जैसे भगवान का मंदिर में भी अपन सोना चढ़ाता है ना, वैसा गवर्नमेंट को भी इसमें दे सकते हैं. Like most of the temples, and if you see which ones, a lot of this gold that's been protected properly, and you can't keep too much gold. You know this? After a limit, you have to declare it. वो तो है ही, but you know it has to be under the custody of the government. We'll try to call somebody from the RBI and tell you how the whole thing works. You don't know that?
Yes.
How the whole gold thing, reserves and all happens, कहाँ पे रहता है, minting. सुना है आपको? हाँ? We'll come to that. But what I'm saying is that we have to come under examination of the precious articles reserved in the treasury. Examination मतलब क्या मालूम है क्या? किसने बोला ये मेरा tax है, which is equal to 100 coins of gold. तो gold ही गलत निकला तो so पहला example use it original. So he's keeping a vigilance there also. Starting of mines and factories, because they are the revenue. Mining में कितना गड़बड़ होता है? But the make in India के लिए ये दो चाहिए ना, mining and factories. Raw material कहाँ से आता है? Mines में से. Manufacture कहाँ होता है? Factories में से. So you have to create. So I am telling you why this is everything is economics, because you are making productivity happen. Nothing can develop till you have something physical happening, isn't it? Mining and production. The superintendent of gold and his workshop, now he is making departments, okay? Different departments. The first department is the superintendent, is in charge of the gold in the workshop, because everything is gold, na? The highest valuation. आज भी हम लोग gold reserves के ऊपर ही currency को मापते हैं ना? Across the globe. Then we have the royal goldsmith in the market highway. See, people should trade, isn't it? They should go from one place to another. आजकल toll tax होता है ना? Highway पे, you know, transaction. So when you enter, you need to pay something. The superintendent of gold in the workshop, and then on the market highway. The superintendent of the magazine. Magazine is what? Weapons, armory. King's asset is armory. After कितना है? Second is the director of trade, director of forest, who encourage trades and forest produce. You know what is forest produce?
Yeah.
All this honey, it's a big wealth. वहाँ से तो पूरे herbs, plants, all part of the richness of a country. In India specifically, we have so much forest land. How is the rich country? India to China comparison, 17% of China is only agriable land. मतलब farming सिर्फ 17% पे कर सकते हैं, पता है आपको? इंडिया में बहुत सारा एग्रीकल्चर लैंड है. यू आर रिच. इसीलिए इंडिया में कुछ भी नहीं हो गया अगर आप फॉरेस्ट में रहते हो तो पेड़ तोड़ के खा लो. So if you look at it, our country is very blessed. There are very few places in our country which is deserted, isn't it? There are deserts in this country, but except for a little bit of a water problem, we have a lot of greenery in this particular country. Not every country is blessed like this. We are not a deserted country. So you will see the director of forest. What is he supposed to do? That we will see in the chapter. The superintendent of the armory. Weapons again. Next, the standardization of weights and measures. ये आप governance angle से you will see. You know, when people transact, they should have a common point. Otherwise, if you have another understanding and I have understanding of the same thing, it is confusion. For example, if I tell you to come at 3 o'clock and you come at 3:30, okay? जरा देखिए 3:30 को क्या ना किसने बोला? मैं तो 3 o'clock को आ गया. बता, तो मेरा वॉच में तो 3 बजे. अरे तेरा वॉच में 3 बजे, लेकिन मेरा वॉच में 3:30 बजे. बराबर है? Who is right? No. We need to have a common understanding before we decide 3 o'clock. So it is not common understanding. It is agreeing on something which is common. I tell you, the whole world will collapse if we don't have a common time and a common calendar. Whole world will collapse. Huh? Think about it. You think it's 3 o'clock, I think it's 4 o'clock, one person will today is 26, somebody will tell it is 24th. You will be surprised. I want to come and meet you and you will get confused. बोला मैं तो 26 को बोला था. बोला हाँ मैं 26 को आके गई, आज तो 28 पे. मतलब क्या बात कर रहे हो? कभी कभी शादी में होता है ना, आप जाते हो तो हो गया शादी कल. तो है अरे. Imagine multiplied with every person. So in governance, one is standardized. That's why we have something called as IST, Indian Standard Time. ISI, Indian Statistics. वो है ना अपना एक होता है. We don't have standardized. Government का बहुत important rule है. Time, weights and measures. 1 किलो बोलता है वो बड़ा 1 किलो, but you'll have a different kata. You saying no? Economics में standardization is very important. देखो कितने बारीकी से इन्होंने सोचा हुआ है. Then measures of space and time. I told you the same thing. कि बिल्डर लॉबी में ही होता है ना. Why do we have to pay carpet area versus super क्या builder? There is no common agreement actually. And they said ठीक है यार. See, there is a real major problem because we are not looking at the same scale. Isn't it true? Chanakya looks at it. Then you look at collector of customs, superintendent of yarns. Yarns is a complete industry. Yarn मतलब क्या? Textile industry. Huh? And by the way, even today or during Chanakya's time, 80% of the workforce of the textile industry is women. You know this? That's a Smriti Irani has been made into textile industry. And by the way, I mean there are two ways of looking at it. She was not a great thing in HRD, you get her into textile. But one of the things that she said in the interview is that, you know, I'm happy because I started with itna kuch 800 crores funds. You know this? जैसे वो बनी ना, it was in आपके ये लो 800 करोड़ ले लो, अभी आप करो जो वुमन के लिए करना है. HRD मिनिस्टर में I want to get और इतने सारे विद्वान पंडित लोग का झगड़ा. मैं बोलते जाने दो, मैं पुअर वुमन लोग के लिए काम करती हूँ. And now 800 crores to work on them. You see the difference? यहाँ पे you will see all that is being there as far as women employment is concerned. Sexual harassment in workplace is carried over here. Then there is things like widow जो घर से बाहर नहीं आ सकती काम करने, right? Unfortunately, some social systems don't allow you. So Chanakya makes sure that they are given job and employment in their houses. And a woman empowerment is something that is very much dealt in this product. Woman empowerment, woman employment, laws for women. You go into it because the whole world has to be having a system, isn't it? पूरा government का system. Then director of agriculture, director of खेती बाड़ी होना चाहिए ना, controller of spirituous liquors. How many people believe that दारू पीना अच्छा नहीं है? अच्छा नहीं. बाकी सब बिलीव करते हैं दारू पीना अच्छा है.
मतलब ठीक है, एस्पेक्ट
Limit.
Let me put that. Can you stop daru?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Let's give it a debate later on, but Chanakya says you control it, regulate it. So we get into the point of starting and stopping daru, right? End of it you realize that at least regulate it, right? पूरा debate 1000 जगह में करना, एक ही conclusion है, जिसको जो करना है वो करेगा. Unorganized, organized, whatever. Yes, ideally you should not have, but that's an ideal situation, right? But then you become the person who decide चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए. But चाहिए तो भी it has to be regulated. See, so that's why spirituous liquor. But you know what I've been saying? Even if you are manufacturing, let it be of the standard quality. Otherwise, we have deaths of liquor also that's happened because it's poisonous, not been brewed properly. Chanakya was that. Next, supervisor of animal slaughter, the biggest things that's happening around, isn't it? Gohatya, ye wo hai ki nahi? He is also organized that. Next, the superintendent of courtesans. Prostitution. Should prostitution stop?
No. Should be governed.
should be by choice.
Choice of whom?
Person.
First.
Including the prostitute.
Yeah, the prostitute.
You know the thing
Sex
is.
worker more than a prostitute.
Exactly. Do you know sex workers का भी rights होता है?
Yes.
How many have seen the movie Pink? Please watch it. All that is not discussed in the movie Pink is discussed in Arthashastra. All. You know this, even if you don't watch the movie Pink, that's okay, study Arthashastra. But what I'm going to tell you is that there's a very beautiful last scene in the movie. And that, so the defense में पूछते हैं, जज से कुछ कहना है क्या? बोलता नहीं. नहीं? You don't have to defend, you don't know. बोलता है नहीं, ये वाक्य जो है ना, इसमें बहुत ताकत होती है. And I say no, it's no. And that's a very, very strong point for women empowerment. Even my husband cannot touch me if it is a no. You know there are marital rapes?
Yes.
What is marital rapes? I address in this program. And Amitabh Bachchan says that जब नहीं बोला वो नहीं है. वो पति भी हो या कोई भी और. Even if I am a sex worker, no is a no. Chanakya has defined how much to pay to that lady. And after getting the payment, the woman can say no. See, I am telling you, remember that first lecture of mine कि कितने angles से सोचा है? ये भी, वो भी, वो भी. And let me tell you the other way around. Now, sometimes you are only looking from the very feminist side, isn't it? There's a male angle to it also.
Yes.
Very important male angle. Is it a requirement of the male or the female?
Both.
Exactly. It's an important factor of the society. It needs to be regulated and directed. We'll get into the debate later on.
Yeah.
But the idea is that there's a government department. In many countries, it is there even today. If you go to many countries, it's a very regular. They have a license. Have you seen that? The sex workers.
Yes.
Now, what happens to the sex workers' children? And there are many stories in Indian mythology. The greatest kings were actually children from such relationships. Of course, they were great kings and great leaders. Would you blame that child for the misfortune or the choice of the mother? It could be both ways. Choice or misfortune. Some people choose. I was surprised. And by the way, this is equal to both the genders. I am telling you that Chanakya says we need to understand the regulation of it. And by the way, he taxed prostitutes also. But let me tell you, prostitution, jab hum sunte it's a very, very physical level activity, isn't it? But it's not so. He calls it courtesans. When you read this chapter, it's a part of an intellectual think tank of the king. We'll come to that chapter later on. So there are grades, isn't it? So let's say a lawyer community. Lawyer community पता है सबको? So lawyer community में भी वो आप जाओगे तो affidavit बनाने वाले lawyer भी मिलते हैं. They are also lawyer, right? Same law they study. And there is one lawyer, the Supreme Court का lawyer. Both have studied the same Indian Constitution, but why is that guy on that business? You know, 100 रुपया, 200 रुपया में affidavit बनाता है, and that guy charges you 5 lakh rupees for a hearing. Why? Because the level and the maturity is different, isn't it? So people in that thing are given status, and judges listen to those Supreme Court lawyers. And I've seen in Supreme Court that with the हाँ sir, judge बोलते हैं lawyer को, आपका क्या कहना है? The respect. The courtesan, don't think they're very cheap. No, she's an advisor to the king. She's beautiful. She's intelligent. She's a psychologist. And she said, king, देखिए enemy आ रहा है. And I'll send my team members. The Vishwa Kanya concept?
Yes.
Yeah, they're strategists. And so, we have to understand from this particular book that even though there is a lot of male angle to it, which is true, the huge angle of female empowerment. I'll just stop with, I'll not explain too much about this. I want to tell you something very interesting. So the interesting part is that in the Arthashastra, I want you to search out somewhere. He also pays salaries to his mother and his wife. So राजा को समझो 1 लाख रुपया मिलता है, मंत्री को 75,000. And just give an example. The mother and the wife will also get 1 lakh rupees. Why? Because those ladies are also contributing. They may not be coming into the court discussion, but their input is essential, isn't it? Because they represent 50% of the society. Isn't it true? How can you take a policy decision without taking the input of the women community? If this thing was followed in our generation, we'll never have a problem with women empowerment. The problem with women not working, or rather working, is because they want that financial freedom. Isn't it true? I don't know many women who want to be at home and be a good mother, isn't it? But मेरा freedom निकल जाएगा. How many husbands can actually say that ले लो और पूछेंगे भी नहीं? Come back to that later. But this is the systems and processes that he created. He's a great sociologist, he's a great psychologist. Then controller of shipping. See, a lot of trade happens because of shipping, isn't it? अभी तो plane में है, but still, I think 90% of the goods still are shipped. That's why you say when you're shipping the goods. I'm sure Rajesh sir will tell you about the export where everything is called shipping. Airlifting अभी भी कम होता है. That's not the real size. The superintendent of cattle. Cattle is an asset, isn't it? At least till our generation. कितने गांव में भेड़ बकरियां थे? That's your wealth. Superintendent of horses. वो भी wealth था ना? घोड़े कितने हैं? उसमें अरबी घोड़े कितने हैं? Superintendent of elephants. They are assets of a kingdom. क्योंकि राजा का आर्मी में ये साथ बोलते हैं ना कितने nuclear weapons है अपने पास. And then Republic Day parade you'll see Agni 1, Agni 2, Agni 3. Have you seen all that? That's the one. Then the superintendent of chariots, Ratha, superintendent of foot soldiers, the commandant of the army, the superintendent of passports. Can you believe this? Between two countries if you have to go, now you require a passport? Yes. This person introduced it. Next time you have to passport, you will Chanakya bana. Citizenship is a concept. Census is a concept in Arthashastra, right here, right now. The superintendent of pastures, the administrator's activity. I was telling in this Mumbai University there are two power heads. Or there are two systems. One is the academic and the other is administrative. Academic head is Vice Chancellor, all of you know. And administrative head is Registrar. But we don't know. Because we don't know. Because I will call the registrar also if you want for a lecture. You know?
Please.
Actually, जो भी है ना administrative process that is directly under the registrar, not under the vice chancellor. Yes, the registrar reports to the vice chancellor. It's like husband and wife. Who is in charge of the house? Only it has to be the wife. Very clear. Husband अगर तकला है तो बाहर जा. Please understand. This is where mess up happens. And the moment husband enters the kitchen, दो बार ठीक है, फिर पप्पी बोले तो जा रहे. Isn't it true?
Experience.
The idea of telling is that will not a good woman take all the decision based on the inputs from the husband?
Yes.
See, the idea is that the house has to be in shape, but the roles are defined, isn't it? Probably मेरे को वो चीनी 2 किलो लेना है, 5 किलो लेना है, तेरे को क्या करना है? तेरे को खाना बना के दूंगी ना, isn't it? At the same time, whenever there is an important discussion, we should do it together. Don't get into micromanagement. Absolutely, I'll tell you. Over a period of a time, as leaders, you need to understand all this system, na? Design thinking बोलते हैं इसको. And I've been trying to decode in various organizations. कौन है power में? उनका support कौन है? और उनके बीच में power politics होगा तो बाबा रे बाबा. The children suffer. Isn't it true?
Yes.
The role clarity. Okay. The activity of the secret agents, the city superintendent. Okay. So today's lecture, I just want to give you. We will continue this in the next class. So we have just seen that basically we have. Okay, I'll just give you an idea. (1,285 sutras). Yeah. Just on this. Huge, voluminous.
85.
1,285 sutras out of 6,000 sutras are how to make good administration and economic systems. आगे जाएंगे. Okay. Now, before I wind up the class, I have to tell you that this is my classification. Next, we will see what are the topics in law. Okay, next class we will see that. Next, we will see what is foreign policy. We will see what is war, and we will come to research methodology. If somebody can just take a photograph only of this later on, we can continue in the next class. Okay, so before we go ahead, I'll just take 2 or 3 questions on this, if there are any. Then she not completed the whole chapter edition, but you got a feel of it? Okay.
There are 180 sections that we have discussed. Do we need to remember those sections?
No.
Section numbers?
No. It's not necessary. Just know it overall, 6,000 sutras, 150 chapters and 180 sections. See, it's like saying, lawyer अगर कोई technical language में बात करता है, articles so and so, sections so and so. See, if you are a good lawyer, you can learn it, but you don't have to by heart it. मेरे को न्याय चाहिए, isn't it? So to be very frank, I personally don't look at all this. I didn't tell me the essence of it. But this much you should know. If somebody asks you, you should know. कि कितने sections हैं? 180. How many chapters? You should know. How many sutras? 6,000. इतना basic. फिर plus minus ठीक है. Okay, next question.
So much leadership information, administrative information was available. Then why was India ruled by foreign invaders?
They studied it and applied on us. Pakistan army teaches Arthashastra like this.
Oh, yeah. Is there?
Of course. We say, Pakistan में क्या करना चाहिए? बोला पहले अर्थशास्त्र सीखो. I'm not joking. If you go to the Pakistan Army's official website, it starts with the Chanakya code. Of course. What is so funny about it? What they say is तक्षशिला वहाँ पे है ना. उस ज़माने में दोनों एक ही था ना. See, the thing is that knowledge is one thing, but decoding the knowledge is a billion things. They're decoded and using it.
What is the point?
And then one of it.
You go and find out. How does it matter? I tell you here in IDSA, Institute of Defense Studies and Analysis, we had a beautiful international seminar on Arthashastra, and I remember this person coming, one of the professors from Dhaka University, and वो इतना सब पढ़ा, and वो आके उठ के बोलते हैं, in Bangladesh we have an understanding that India में बच्चा अर्थशास्त्र सीखता है. हम लोग हंस रहे थे. I wish it was true. See, world thinks that they are Chanakya. There is a video in YouTube, somebody forwarded, Pakistan's biggest threat. आपने सुना है? I'll be writing on 4, लेकिन आपको निकलना तो निकल. Shall I tell you the reason why आपको निकलना है? I think निकलो, so we don't be disturbed. निकलना तो निकलो. Shall I tell you what? It says, Chanakya. You sent me that. Can you send that link? Right, Chanakya, Arthashastra. Now, when I say Pakistan, छोड़ो यार, I mean that's not about that part. They're saying that if you understand this, I can do anything. Getting my point? So it is not about Pakistan or Vietnam or America. What I'm saying that this is the book that has got all the strategies. So the Bangladeshi professor were telling, sir, I wish that was true. And then we said, you know, what are we doing? So at least we are starting studying somewhere again. So it's not about country enemies, it's not about anything, it's understanding that there are strategies which are still available. So coming back to your question, okay, why did we lose it? Because we did not study it. Nevertheless, शिक्षक साधारण नहीं होता, सृष्टि और प्रलय दोनों उसके बोध में गिरे।
Independence by should not emphasize that we should study. We don't have enough.
देखो, I don't know, but I know we have to emphasize it in our generation.
Education system should be.
Yeah. Okay, anything?
Something like all ministers should study this.
We are doing that. Yesterday I met, not day before, last week I met the Chief Minister, Devendra Fadnavis.
Okay.
तो बोला कि सर कुछ करते हैं, तो बोला करते हैं अभी द प्रोजेक्ट उनका है कि मेरा है. See, there's a lot of interest, but somebody has to push it ना. Remember what Arthashastra sir said?
Yes.
Commitment होता है. मैं बोला यार I get so many invitations आओ करो. Every chief minister prime minister से लेके कुछ करो. बोला करना तो चाहता हूँ, but I never see them taking the next step on their side. For them that's not a priority. For me it's a priority. वो बोलो जाएगा. Like one of the chief ministers taken away ना अपना एक student कौन? वो तो follow up करे, वो follow up करते रहते हैं. Let somebody follow me up, I'll do it. But then I say, you know, interest है लेकिन commitment नहीं है. There's a difference between the two. There's a difference between interest and let them get committed. I'm already committed. See, they take initiative and say, come, मैं आपको जो चाहिए देता हूँ, मेरे सारे मिनिस्टर को ट्रेन करो. क्या नहीं कर सकते हम लोग?
Definitely.
तो we had a talk. He told me, come, let's meet up. मैं जाऊँगा. But वो seriousness तब होगा जब सामने से आएगा. Remember what he told Arthashastra sir? He was sitting चुपचाप अपने कॉलेज में. बोला एक दिन मातृश्री में. When a शिक्षक is called, he is already committed. But does the Raja call him? And then he doesn't have to fight an election. Isn't it true? And his conditions are simple. What did he say? My conditions, I will not change my values. And I will not leave my job. Isn't it? So let's say nobody call. Anyway, by the way, a lot of them are calling. It is going to happen. Okay, last question. Clear? So we'll continue the remaining part later on. Good? Interested? Thoda glance karo. Now we'll come to some little bit of a technical aspects of it. Okay? I know some of you are not in the first class, which is projects and assignments. So I would suggest that if you can circulate that, please complete all your assignments. I know everybody has not completed. We have Vinod, can you stand up? So all the coordinators, please hand it over to him. He'll be your support system along with Kautilya from now onwards. Okay? So now, इन्होंने नहीं किया है करो, and that's a good news for all of us. Tomorrow first half no classes. The reason is that I realized कि basically एक दूसरे को आपको मिलने को time नहीं मिलता. We'll have our first and only class tomorrow, 2 o'clock, where there will be paper 1 का global leadership, which is Chinese leadership. Confucius was a great Chinese thinker. Please don't miss the class for whatever reason. That's why I'm telling you, कुछ भी excuse हो first half में कर दो. या तो 5 बजे के बाद करो. We have a center called the Confucius Center over here. Okay? And if anybody is interested right here, right now, at 4 o'clock, there is a big program happening, which has been hosted by, even if you don't come, that's fine. I'm just giving an option, since I have to go, that's what I'm telling you. Basically, Chinese have taken Confucius across the globe. They are setting up centers in universities. Some people say it's a Chinese strategy, some people say it is good, but at least they are promoting Confucius. India to China.
What is Confucius?
Confucius was a philosopher from China. See, problem क्या हो गया है कि China unfortunately is also having a perception problem that they are all communist, Mao, you know, dictator. So they say वो policy चलो अपना image अच्छा करते हैं. So Confucius is a nice person. उसको सब जगह promote कर रहे हैं. So a lot of opposition from the government कि they may come here and then they will try to do some spying. Don't worry about all that things. You don't worry about all. But I'm saying that we have a Confucius Center, and the in charge of that Confucius Center is also the head of the German department. Her name is, like you know the name already. Tomorrow is coming. Come on. Tomorrow session में एक मैडम है ना, क्या नाम है उनका? देखो ओपन कर. Let's study it up. क्या नाम है? कोई तो ओपन करके बोलो. Coordinators, इनको तो मालूम होना चाहिए. पढ़ो तो नहीं. विभा सुराना जी को So there is a program happening. If somebody wants to come, you can come. That's okay. But for tomorrow, okay? For tomorrow, I would suggest 2 things. See, since you're already mentally blocked from 9 to 4 o'clock, that's going to happen anyways. But what I'm saying is that, but the first lecture will only happen by 2 o'clock. But please be here from 9 o'clock if you want. We can start interacting, थोड़ा study, assignment complete करना है, घर से निकलने का शुरुआत करो. There will be nothing. If there is a support record, will be there. But if those people are not complete assignments, can come here and complete the assignment and give it. ठीक है? But be here before 1. Lunch करके आना है. यहाँ पे आकर lunch करना हो सब कर लो. We are giving you free time. But if you want to use it as a study time, completing of the assignments, you can use it. 2 o'clock to 4:30, there will be a film screening, and then the study of confusion theory, which will be going into paper number. Here, but in that other room. आज का जो program है वो बाहर है. That's an open program. But Vibhaji is going to come and take a special session here only for our class. Again, please bring your like-minded family and friends. Again, एक Sunday का outing अच्छा. ज्ञान की सभा में बैठो. And even I am attending for the first time by the way. So I don't know about Chinese theory. We'll be having Japanese theory. American theory तो ज़्यादा ही फेमस है. South African studies we had, no, right?
Yes.
Okay, now last 5 minutes. What is admission process? It's important because the examination का जो formulation है वो चल रहा है अभी. You don't have to worry too much. I'll just call out names.
I close this.
हाँ, ठीक है.